Assalamualaikum. My name is Nazihah binti Md Puad and my metric number is 200989.
Hi, my name is Siti Aishah binti Masrur and my metric number is 201083.
Hi, my name is Nurnajwa binti Miradin. My matrix number is 20763.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Arkan Binatara Pratama with 201415 as my metric number. Alright, shall we all begin our discussion regarding the issue of zero waste? Our focus is given, it is difficult to practice zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia, right? What is your view? So everyone ready for the discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let me start first. Based on our topic today, in my opinion, it is not difficult to practice zero waste in Malaysia. This is because many industries in Malaysia start to use zero waste business. What is your view, Aishah?
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Nazihah. I believe that more industries in Malaysia are taking initiative to reduce as much waste every day to ensure application of zero waste. It is now our responsibility to take part in the initiative rather than depending on the industry itself. Najwa, what do you think?
For me, I think I agree with the statement where it is difficult to practice zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia. To live a life at 100% zero waste is absolutely impossible. Every single person in our country has different attitudes, so some might pursue and some not. Therefore, it's hard to practice this lifestyle because it's involved large range of people that it is hard to control. Arkan, what do you think about the topic?
Okay. I agree with Najwa's point that it is impossible to apply absolute zero waste. We could just refer to the people's behavior. Is that right, Najwa? We all can notice that most of the time people just took food more than they should. As an example, that results to they cannot finish what they already take, and all of that food will go to waste.
I see. You are saying that people wasting food contributes to a lot of waste that makes it difficult to implement zero waste. Is that right?
Yes, Aisha, you are right. Can I continue? I think you get my point, Aisha. Let me clarify that this kind of behavior doesn't just contribute to food waste, but also any other kind of waste. I feel that we could explore more about this issue.
Excuse me, may I add something here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sure.
Although you are saying that we do not organize our waste correctly or our people's behavior are not aware of this concept, there are many non-profit organizations or the government itself start to the community project to encourage people to start a zero waste lifestyle. Fascinating, isn't it? Do you ever heard about this before?
Mm, I feel that I have heard some of it, but could you be more specific, Nazihah?
Yes, of course. Based on my readings, some organizations use zero waste community project known as ZCOM to encourage residents to take solid and food waste to a one-stop center to be recycled of in exchange for goods. For example, you can change your food waste at the center with the daily essential goods like cooking oil. The ZCOM now is up to 5 locations in Malaysia. The researchers said that it is so effective to encourage people to recycle as well as reducing solid waste. What do you think about it, Najwa?
Um, hmm. From what I see, even though a lot of campaign and community project has been done, some of our citizens are still lack of this practice due to stubbornness and selfishness. I believe our citizens are aware with this zero waste lifestyle, but most of them think it is unnecessary for them to practice this lifestyle as they didn't affect with this impact of the waste.
Excuse me, but may I interrupt?
Yes, go. Please go ahead, Shah.
Okay, so I see what you mean, Najwa. However, I disagree with the point because we should not think it is difficult to take part just because of the society's lack of discipline. I mentioned earlier about the responsibility to take part, which means we have to be the one to start the awareness if no one else does. Eventually, people will follow. Remember that we should not ignore the industry's big contribution that tried their best to make the zero waste campaign successful. They have done so much, I think.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Aisha. But can you give what is the big contribution of the industry in helping the zero waste campaign?
Uh, as you guys know, Malaysia is one of the largest palm oil industry, and the oil palm industry contributed a lot to the campaign by making use of the oil palm trunk waste to produce a high potential product. For example, the waste can be processed into palm wood flooring. It applies zero waste. Also, the qualities are comfort and cost effective as well. Do you get what I mean, Nazihah?
Yes, that is brilliant, Aisha. I truly understand it. So, Arkan, do you have anything to comment on?
Yes, of course, Nazihah. I would like to explain more of the irony that according to a research that was conducted by the Division of Bioresource from University Science Malaysia, that the palm oil industry largely issue is the biomass waste overload. That means that the waste produced cannot be utilized properly. Therefore, we could see the fact that zero waste lifestyle is hard to apply, not just by individuals, but by corporation as well. Is that right, Najwa?
I think I partially agree with you, even though oil palm has produced a ton of waste, but a lot of solution has come up by government to handle this oil palm waste.
That's an interesting point, Najwa, but it raises a different issue from what we are currently discussing, as oil palm industry is not the only industry that has the most waste. Could we come back to that later?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yes.
I feel that Nazihah's point about the ZCOM has not been explored much in depth. Shall we spend time talking about it now?
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Sure. Yes, sure, Aisha. As I mentioned before, Zcom has contributed a lot in encouraging people to recycle and move forward to the zero waste lifestyle. Even though it is just a baby step toward the concept, but according to information on the ministry website, the recycling rate across the country has gone up by 3.6% from 21% to 24.6% last year, as validated by National Committee on Recycling. But this is still below a 30% rate that the government hopes to achieve via its reduce, reuse, and recycle policy. It looks like ordinary Malaysians are taking up the challenge to stop littering and to recycle their waste, not a moment too soon. How you all think about it?
Wow, such a nice aesthetic. But from what I observe, not everyone practice the 3R reduce, reuse, and recycle in their daily routine, especially when we lack of recycle bin. Not just that, Malaysia also having an issues to conduct waste, especially food waste. This is because Malaysia do not have the restriction of the law regarding the food waste, thus making people take these issues lightly.
I see. Now I completely agree with you, Najwa. As you were saying that food waste is a major issue in Malaysian society, right? According to Solid State and Public Cleansing Corporation, Malaysia wastes enough food to feed 12 million people a day. Applying zero waste could be beneficial to our society, but it's not an easy task to do. Imagine that food that goes to waste to be used to help people in need. We could boost the economy or even eradicate poverty. What are your opinion about this issue, Nazihah?
Yes, I do agree with your point, which the food can actually help people in need instead to be wasted. As for that, the Malaysian Agricultural Research and Development Institute, MARDI, launched its My Safe Food campaign during Ramadan in 2016. Under this program, bazaar traders who cannot finish selling food after Maghrib prayers can offer us the food, which will be then redistributed by volunteers to needy homes and charities. The food will be repackaged and distributed to the less fortunate as well as to nearby mosques and suraus. That is the great initiative by Mardi, isn't it? At least we can reduce the waste too.
Right, I see. That may be true, Nazihah, but now I agree with Najwa and Arkan when it comes to food waste. It is undeniable that there are a lot of food wastage in Malaysia every year. Nazihah mentioned that Mardi launched the campaign to avoid food wastage, but still, until today, there is always news reporting about food wastage despite the campaign. It shows that the initiative taken does not bring many changes as there are a lot of bazaars operating. And this year, there is no bazaar operating due to COVID-19. I am pretty sure that there will be a decrease in food wastage during Ramadan, but there are still people who bought a lot of food more than they need and ended up throwing them. That will still contribute to wastage even though no bazaar operating. Do you have anything to add, Najwa?
Yes, Asha. I'm totally agree with you about the food wastage during this COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of people are panic buying after the regulation movement order has directed by the government. Daily need, especially short chef life products, has been bought a lot, and such as bread, vegetables, and many more. This item is non-durable product, so it is fast to damage. This food is eventually dumped in the trash, and as people don't have time to use it.
Yes, Wawa, let's point to that. In other words,
Mhm.
you are saying that our Malaysians did not care about wasting the daily needs as long as they survive during the pandemic. Is that right?
Yes, Naziha, you got my point. This causing the percent of wastage is still high even we are actually in regulation movement order.
I think we have to reach our conclusion. Arkan, can you summarize the discussion?
Sorry to interrupt. Before I conclude all of the points, can I elaborate one more issues?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think we are all agree that we are going off topic now. Let's get back and focus on the zero waste issue rather on discussing our pandemic situation. Nazia, what are your opinions on the service industry that contributed to most of the food waste despite being one of the most profitable industries to the country's economy?
But wait, can you explain these questions again? I could not understand it.
I wanted to highlight the issue of food waste that was occurring in the service industry and the irony that the industry contributes a lot in the economy. That could be mean that although some business or industries are beneficial for the economy, it still didn't imply the zero waste lifestyle. I hope that clarifies my argument and question.
Oh, I understand what you mean of that. For my opinion, it is truly unethical for the industry that contributed the most food waste but still is the most profitable in Malaysia. For example, restaurant and hotel services. They always set their restaurants as a buffet. The food cannot be finished by hours, so nothing could do than throw it away. In this case, we do not have a solution to solve the problem. I think this is the most difficult case to achieve a zero waste lifestyle because our people love to eat and love to waste.
I partially agree with you, Nazia, on this case. As you were saying, that the problem was caused by how the service industries works, especially on restaurant and buffet. Have I got it right, Nazia? I think that this kind of problems requires regulation, and action from the government combined with the people's awareness as well. That's why it is difficult to apply the zero waste.
I understand, Arkan. Okay, I think everyone has shared their opinion on this topic. Let's now bring the discussion to a close.
Okay, all in all, we are we already discussed all the reasons and the solution to apply zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia society. We could conclude that applying zero waste is difficult and requires a lot of time and effort, but it's not impossible to do. I hope we all can achieve an understanding of the issue, and that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank
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 you.
you.
you.